Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back once again to Wild. No, I'm just kidding. Not Wild Arms. Actually, I'm testing something that I'm not going to go into technical details and stuff. Blah blah blah. But because of that, I am testing this. You guys get access to another FAQ video. Yay! Now, the questions I'm going to answer here have all been PM'd to me at one point or the other, and some of them are kind of weird. Some of them are kind of like, why would you ask me that? So, just it's not going to be too long. All right. First question on the agenda is, how do I get the Marche form in Saga Frontier for my monsters? Well, you need a specific set of skills, my friends. And this specific set of skills is best described in one of the monster FAQs on Game FAQs. In fact, they'll actually give you a list of what monsters to go, when to get them, best place to get them, best time to get them, what battle ranks you can find them at, and such and such. So, best thing I can tell you to do is go and get them. I will tell you that I find that Cotton is actually the easiest. Cotton or Slime are the easiest monsters to upgrade to what is considered the ultimate monster form. For Ricky, I tend to go for like the Black Dragon, like I did in my LP of Saga Frontier, but that's mainly because of the fact that he starts with some of the more harder to get skills already in his inventory, like Tail Whip. So, now if you're using Thunder, really I just, if I ever use Thunder for anything, I just keep him in his Trisword Junior form and ground hit repeatedly, because it's a fairly powerful move. But anyway, that answers that. Go to Game FAQs. Monster FAQ is awesome. It's the bomb. You should read all the FAQs on there, actually. That's where I learned most of my stuff, and you can learn even more stuff if you trudge the Game FAQ forums, because there are some incredibly psychopathic people on that forum who probably should have let the game drop a long time ago, but thankfully they didn't, so we get to see lots of little interesting tidbits. Alright, now, what capture device do I use? I actually use a no-name brand capture device that I got from a Radio Shack for $10. It was actually, it's not no name, it's Gigaware, I think, which is basically the same thing as no name in my book. I spent $10 on it. It was on sale. It was regular $50. I'm like, well, for that price, if it doesn't work, well, I can just swallow the $10 loss. Now, the downside to buying that is it did not come with a program to display, well, anything. So, I had to go and find one. Now, the program I use is actually called VH Multicam Studio. The actual version of VH Multicam Studio I am using now, you can't get anymore from their website, because it was originally free software, but apparently, like, I went to the website to re-download it, to put it, because I have a DVD that I keep, all my programs on that I like to have for backup purposes, where I don't have to go searching the internet for this and this and this. And I was going to put it on there, and I got on their website, and they're like, oh, well, due to feedback, we've decided to charge money for this. I'm like, who in their right mind will tell these people to charge money for something that's free? I think you're lying. I call shenanigans on the fact that they got feedback from people telling them, oh, you should charge money, because, that's not how the world works. But you can actually get, I think, the version before that, and that's actually what I have on my backup disk, is the version before the version I'm using now, which I haven't fiddled with the older version, but I've been told that their function is almost identical. So, yeah. But anyway, that's what I use for capture. Alright, do I take requests? You can request things to me. That doesn't mean that I will do them, because I am a fickle creature, and I don't necessarily want to play tomorrow what I want to play today. The one exemption to that rule is that I typically, well, it's not a typical thing. I mean, I stick with whatever I choose to LP until I've seen it through, even if I don't feel like playing it, which was a real big problem with me with Neverwinter Nights. Honestly, near the end of Chapter 1, I really wasn't feeling the game very much. I started by the time I started to get enthused about it again in Chapter 2, I lost my save file. So, yeah, I was pissed off about that. I will never get over that. Will I do X game for you? Well, I'll tell you what. If you give me money, I will do a game for you. You send me $1,000. Hell, you send me $100. I will do a game of your choosing. But no, don't send me money, because that would make me feel like a whore. And although I do need the money, my pride, I don't think would let me. I don't even have a PayPal account set up. I keep getting told I need to set one up, but whatever. Because I've been told that there's several people have told me they would actually donate money to me just because they like the LPs I do, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm comfortable with you sending me money. But if I ever decide to set up a PayPal so you can gift me money, I'll certainly let you know. But like I said, I'm not really comfortable receiving money from strangers over the internet. We'll just say for tax purposes and leave it at that. Not really for tax purposes. But anyway, what is my favorite soda? Now, my go-to soda is probably Dr. Pepper, because I am from Texas, and quite honestly, everyone here drinks Dr. Pepper. Like it is the most popular soft drink in the state of Texas. That's just how it is. You go up north a little bit, the most popular, go in the mountains there, and the most popular soft drink is actually Mountain Dew. In fact, Mountain Dew is so popular up there that the dentists actually have an ailment up there they call Mountain Dew mouth. So yeah, there is no Dr. Pepper mouth though. But my go-to is probably Dr. Pepper. Although I do actually like most sodas, and when I say soda, I mean like colas and such like that, dark sodas. Not a real big fan of root beer. I'll drink citrus sodas if there's nothing else, excluding Mountain Dew. I like Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew's cool. Let's see. I like Pepsi, Coke, Dr. Pepper. Not a real big fan of the. I like orange soda, but not a real big fan of the other fruit flavored sodas. Grape, strawberry, peach. Apple. Yes, they make apple soda. Mountain Dew. I like Mountain Dew. Brand really doesn't matter. It's just, that archetype. You got your Mountain Dew ripoff. You got your Mountain Dew-esque sodas. I like those. You got your Coke-like sodas. You got your Dr. Pepper-like sodas. I like those. Although I've never had Mr. Pibb. But considering that I really haven't found a Dr. Pepper ripoff that I disliked, I mean, I will always prefer Dr. Pepper. I'm going to probably go on a limb here and say that I would like Mr. Pibb. I just have never bought it because it's like, well, Dr. Pepper's there. Why would I buy Mr. Pibb when I can get Dr. Pepper? But maybe one day I'll break down and finally try Mr. Pibb. Was I really born on Halloween? Yes, I was. Why is this a question I get asked I'm not going to lie to you about my birthday. I was born on Halloween. Anyway, how do I get X item from the Gobi Bazaar side quest in Breath of Fire 1? I've actually had about 10 people ask me how to get different ones. One guy asked about the mallet, and I was like, the key to the Gobi Bazaar side quest is there's two keys. One, make sure your inventory is empty, and two, put on like a movie or something, because you're going to be there a while if you want the item, especially if you're going for the mallet. It's just really a game of patience. It took me 4 hours to get the mallet, and I was using an emulator. Fast forward, so yeah, that'll give you an idea. What was this file in your preparation, in your LP preparation video? You know, the video I had where I talked about what preparations I took. I got asked about, by several people actually, my pizza dough file. I had 3 people ask about that, and I had 4 more ask about my game doc folder. The pizza dough file is actually a recipe for pizza dough. It's not. I don't know why you guys are like thinking it's like some secret code or something. It's a recipe for pizza dough that I found on the internet. It's very good pizza dough too. I actually sent it to the people who asked, but no, it's actually a recipe for pizza dough. And my game doc folder is, I've been working on and off. Kind of hesitant to tell you about this because it would probably explain why I was a C student. But ever since I was in like 7th grade, I would say, I've been working on a video game. And it is a hybrid turn-based strategy, I guess would be the best word for it. You know, like kind of hybrid card game, turn-based strategy. It's a weird thing. It's something I'll never ever do, but at the same time, I like to work on it when I get, just get bored. Because that's what I do. That's always what I've done. When I'm bored, I'll sit down and keep my mind occupied. Because growing up, my mind wasn't occupied, my hands tended to do destructive things. You know what they say about idle hands. Well, in my case, it was true. I'd just be sitting there minding my own business, and all of a sudden, I'd be breaking the pencils in my trying to be quiet, but my mind wanders. Well, my hands will reach into my backpack, and I'll fiddle with something. All of a sudden, I'll start snapping my pencil in little pieces, or I'll start carving letters into the desk. So I started, doing just, making up stuff. Back in after I played Final Fantasy Tactics, I was trying to I was thinking, well, what would I change about Final Fantasy Tactics? And then as I played other games, it evolved into what did I like from this game that I would involve in this, how would I mesh them together? And I ended up with this big, long, like, gigantic list of bastardized features from, like, several different games. Like, for example, the game that I have, just to give you a quick, a thing, is the idea is, well, it would have online multiplayer, up to 4 people on the same screen. Although, that's subject to change as always. 4 is a good round number. So it's like, okay, you have 4 people on each corner, up to 4 people on a corner of the map. You have for the map, picture a map from like Advance Wars or Fire Emblem. And on that map, you have your area. And in that area, you can put down whatever units that you want. And your units that you put down will have to set down your units, you would have a, I guess, kind of a build food cap. Like you'd have a food cap, like from Warcraft 3, and from this food cap, you could make, I guess, decks of soldiers. You know, this soldier is worth this much to the cap. This soldier is worth this much. So the less powerful soldiers are worth less, but the more powerful soldiers are worth more. And then, so you have this deck of soldiers that you can place down onto the map. You know, and each one of those soldiers is kind of a, you know, while each soldier is identical in its own type, you would, when you make the deck, you would differentiate each soldier. Like each soldier would, like say from Final Fantasy Tactics, where everyone could have, where you could have multiple black mages, but this black mage could have white magic equipped, and this black mage could have time magic equipped. Well, this soldier could have like I don't know, like a potion on, the ability to use items, and he would have 3 uses of a potion to differentiate from this one. Where this one you could have it where it has more HP. So like each unit would have like skill or equipment or whatever you want to call it, slots that would grant them bonuses. Whether it's extra abilities, the ability to heal other units, the increased movement, something like that. Something where you could customize your army to your own playstyle. Do you want your units to be more powerful? Do you want them to be faster? Do you want them to be, do less damage but maybe crit more? You know, stuff like that. And you put them on, and then you each side would take turns, and you would move all of your units. Then the next person would move all of your units, kind of like it does in Advance Wars, where you move all the units on your screen at one time. That way, it's not a guessing game of, like, say in Final Fantasy Tactics. Well, you know, this unit goes first, then this unit goes, and this unit might get 3 turns in a row because it's so much faster than everyone else. You know, I'm not going to say that that's how it would go, because this is something I've never play tested. I have it all on paper, but it's not something that's ever been play tested or put in such a way that it could be play tested. And I don't think I would ever do it that way. But you know, you could also, and you're a commander, so you're commanding this army, so you go into battle with us. You have a passive bonus you grant your troops, like you know, maybe you just give your troops a 5% defense increase across the board, or a 5 or a +1 to movement, you know, and that is your commander bonus, and then just them being your troops gets that. But you also have this deck of, you know, cards basically that you could, you know, like affect the field with. You know, you could place traps on the field by using a card anywhere that's, like, say, in the line of sight of one of your soldiers. You know, it's not covered by fog or war. You could put a trap down there. You could you know, directly attack units. You could temporarily negate the bonus of another the commander, or all the bonuses on the field, including yours. You know, just different effects like that. And you know, you'd have. Currently, I have like 40 different cards, and then you build a deck of 5 cards to take into battle. You build a hand of 5 cards, and those 5 cards, you know, once you've used them, you've used them. You know, and that's basically the way. That's basically the general gist of the game. And you know, most of the documents are these, you know, algebraic expressions, you know, talking about damage and things like that. One day I might get around to actually programming something, because I do know how to program a little bit, enough to where I could probably, in a month or two, if I really sat down and did it, get something very early and workable. But really, I just haven't had time or the inclination to do it. But anyway, that's what was in the game doc folder. And the last one I've got, and I got this question from two different people. So, and it just struck me as so odd that that's why I'm going to answer it. And the question is, where do babies come from? So now, sit down, folks. I'm going to explain to you the truth behind where babies come from. You know, just sit down. Okay. Now, when a mommy and a daddy love each other very, very much, they take some special time to be alone with each other. Now, during that special time, they go out to the ceremonial hunting grounds to do battle with the mighty stork. And after days of stalking the beast, cornering it, and then days more of battle, they stand over their defeated beast to consume its heart and obtain its power. This gives the parents the sustenance they need to procreate via reverse osmosis. At least, that's what I'm told.